Hello YouTube, it is Cuber with another tutorial for you all. A tutorial that I've actually had requested to me recently pretty frequently, and that is the tutorial for the 128K effect. Now, just a quick reminder before I get into it, 128K is meant to emulate the look and feel of a classic Macintosh computer, and that's the origin of the name of the effect. It has nothing to, the K has nothing to do with Cuber. It's 128K because the first ever Macintosh computer was the Macintosh 128K. And its monitor had, if I remember correctly, it was pure black and white. So not grayscale, but just black and white. So in order to produce images, there was a technique called dithering, which randomly has assortments of white and black pixels, which when they're mixed together and viewed from a distance, it looks like something in grayscale. Now, this is primarily a video effect, as you can probably tell by my description of the colors, but there is an audio effect as well, and I've done some different versions of the audio effect based on the Linux distribution I'm using. The first version that I made doesn't work in this distribution, but I will show you a way to apply a similar effect which similarly captures the old Macintosh feel. So, because this is primarily a video effect, I'm going to start with the video. So I'm going to open Kdenlive. Now here's something interesting. I checked the Kdenlive website, and it seems like this software is available for Windows users now. I checked it a while ago and I knew that it was in beta, but I didn't know that they had a full version. And now it looks like this software is available for Windows users, and because it's open source, it's free. So if you haven't yet bought Sony Vegas, then I recommend giving this a try before you shell out the dough for a new video program. So I'm going to open just a random sample video. Let's go to, there we go. Dude, that logo is great. I love his videos. Great quality, and no watermark. Very convenient for use with my material. So this is pretty much the same across the entire video, so I don't need to play the entire thing. I'll just go to a good representative frame. So here's something interesting and ironic. We have a very colorful logo. Color processing is produced by Colorization Incorporated, and that's all going to go away. But I think maybe this would be a better... Actually, I think I want a more colorful video so I can show you. So I'm actually going to get rid of this, and I'm going to use Brett Alcroft instead. In any case, the color's going away. So, the first thing that you should do is, before you even think of applying the effect, is apply any transformations that you would want in order to crop, move, align your video. You have to do all of that first. Traditionally, when I'm editing older logos, I change them such that they fill a widescreen if they're not initially widescreen. And Brett Alcroft, I think I could actually crop this even more because most of this is empty space, but I'm not going to worry about that just for this. Kdenlive users, something I've discovered is that if you are playing back your video and you're struggling, like the computer conks out and starts freezing and everything, you should change the preview resolution. I have changed that resolution and it's been a boon to me. So now that I've introduced all of that, I've cropped my video, now I'm going to actually get to applying the effect. The first thing we need is Grayscale. We need to get rid of the color, and something to keep in mind at this step is that there are certain colors that appear brighter or darker when they're in color, but when you apply Grayscale, that contrast is gone. Pure yellow appears bright, pure blue appears dark, but they're technically the same lightness. So you have to make sure that there is some contrast in your video after you apply the Grayscale. Then we apply the Dither Effect, and the Dither Effect is where the classic Mac look comes in. And we don't have to customize Grayscale. We can't customize Grayscale. With Dither, on the other hand, we do have to apply some customizations. You can see right now we have some white, we have some light gray, we have some darker grays, and we have black. So we need to reduce the number of levels to the lowest possible number. Now, I don't know why one level results in two colors. It should be two levels, but you can see that if I set the levels to 2, then we actually have 3 shades of gray. We have black, white, and gray. So set the levels to the lowest possible value. The matrix ID, I usually find that the last 2 are the best for this. Particularly 9 is a good default. It's hard to get an idea of what the dither is going to look like in your actual video because the preview is probably going to be smaller than your actual video. I make all my videos in 4K, but this is a 360p resolution. So to see what the dither effect really looks like, I'm going to extract a frame, and I'm just going to save this in my pictures as something dumb. So Brit, Dither, whatever. And then we're going to open Brit Dither. Where is Brit Dither? I just made it. Okay, here it is. So we can see now a better representation of our video. It's still not perfect, but with the higher resolution does make it better. And I'm going to zoom in on it a bunch. And when I zoom in on it all the way, we can see that at its core, it's all just black and white pixels, as far as the eye can see. And the distribution of the black and white pixels changes a little bit to give off the appearance of different colors. So if I zoom out, we can still see the distinct black and white pixels. But we can clearly see when we get to the letter B in Brit that the distribution of the black and white pixels is changing. And that is what's giving off the appearance of Grayscale. As I zoom out even more, then it becomes evident that the dithering results in the appearance of grayscale gradients. Now, you are free to mess around with the matrix ID. The matrix ID is not, that is not like a level. What that is it changes the mathematical transformation, the underlying method used to convert the colors in the video to these levels. And I've always found that 9 looks the best, but feel free to look at other ones and try it out. This is all about experimentation. So I'm just going to play this video. Just to show you what it looks like in action. And I'm not going to render this immediately because I got to show you the audio effect first, but I'll come back to it. This is again Brit Dither. Now I'm going to show you the audio effect. Now, this is an extremely simple audio effect. This isn't the first audio effect I've used. This is a new version that I made to accommodate the change in Linux distribution from when I first tried it. So where is... I'm in Dude That Logo. Where is Britt Elcroft? Huh. Alright, there we go. So the audio effect at the end of the day just has to make it sound old. And old speakers had lower sample rates. So I'm going to set the project rate to my default 48,000. But this should work on any platform. And, you know, when I first approached this, I tried using filters like low-pass filters. I tried using Bit Crusher to emulate the sound of a speaker with a lower sample rate, when I was really overthinking it, because it's easy enough for me to literally just change the sample rate. So in order to get that old sound effect, just change the sample rate to 8,000 hertz. And this probably isn't going to do it any justice because it's coming through my microphone anyway, but just for laughs, I'll play it. No, it was a little louder than I expected. But we have the old sound effect now. Just by changing the sample rate to 8,000 hertz, it clearly sounds like it's coming out of an old speaker. So this, I'm going to call it, well, this isn't really Dither, so I'll call it Brit 8000, I suppose. And that's it. The video effect is pretty straightforward. It just requires two filters, Grayscale and Dither. The audio effect is extremely straightforward. It just requires resampling your audio track. And all you have to do when you're done is make sure you replace the old audio in your video with the old sounding audio that you just made and put on your corner logo and all that fun stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and I highly encourage people to try this out in Kdenlive, because Kdenlive is free, legally free, and I think that you might have a fun time with it. All right.